Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
I recently had the opportunity of introducing President Trump at Mar-a-Lago. It was the honor of a lifetime. In fact, I never want to introduce anyone of that level of importance again, so I won't. And to prove that point, this is Dave and Juan.
And 3,
Number 2.
1.
Woohoo!
America, America, as we enter the month of December in the year of our Lord, 2024, you are
You're welcome.
welcome. Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this be Dave and Juan.
More time.
Thank you. Almost blew it. I came to a pause and said, oh, wait, I'm not supposed to pause right
it's the holidays,
there.
man. You know,
It is. I'm still
recuperating.
oxygen deprived in the brain from too much food and the wrong kind of food. And but looking here, might be one of the first times I looked at myself today. I'm just not in the mirror. I can see myself on the video
On the screen.
on the screen. Man, I need to shave. I guess I got church today, so I guess I'll go get that done. I'm well past that point of feeling my face. Now you typically,
I don't shave.
yeah, you sport whatever the growth edge is, but
Right.
yeah,
It's
man.
I trim it, but it's
Yeah.
laziness as opposed to style.
Man, a little bit of me too. Same thing with hair. I need a haircut. I hate it's I'm not quite lazy enough to go in there and just say, "Hey, give me like a dang near buzz so I don't have to come back and get my hair cut for." Cause just going to the bar, the
Yeah.
whatever, it's just annoying. And
Dude, I've noticed recently the plethora of barbershops in
plethora.
Baton Rouge.
It's a veritable plethora.
It's a veritable plethora. And I asked an African American dude, because that's, most of them target that clientele. I said, dude, how often do you get your hair cut? Once a week.
Once a week.
Yeah. Got to keep
Man.
that tight fade, man.
The struggle is real. Wow.
I guess that's why there can be so many.
Once a week. I I I haven't shaved in a week. I mean,
Yeah.
much less getting a hair. Well, hey, hey,
I struggle to shower twice a week. So.
well,
I
hey,
do.
all for our gentlemen. So if you're committed
Yeah.
if you're committed to looking good, you got to be committed to looking good. Unlike you and I, Juan. Although you're wearing a lovely, that had to be a gift, right? Somebody had to give you that.
I think my wife bought it for me. Here,
It's a
look,
lovely, what kind of
kind of
green?
green.
What do you
I don't
call
know.
it?
It's good. It's green.
It's a mint. You think that would be?
Green? Yeah, a little minty green.
Man, my wife would be very excited if she knew that. I think I almost got, because she thinks I'm colorblind, and I guess I am a little. But I've said this before.
It's a quarter zip.
Yeah, it's not so much that I'm colorblind. I just don't know what colors.
Bro, I tell
Proper
people all the time, if
descriptions.
it's not in a box of 8, I don't know what it is.
I don't know the proper descriptions. I can't.
Green.
Mauve, magenta.
Sure,
No,
it is green. I just threw
burgundy.
this on.
Burgundy. Come on, man. Burgundy.
I just threw this on because I didn't want to wear a jacket because my house is absolutely freezing.
Well, one, it's a shame that you're now living, apparently in an outdoor trailer with no
Yeah, it's
central
rough.
heat
It's rough.
or
So,
AC. Why, Juan, would the Seminole estate located behind in the gated community, in one of the well-kept gated communities of Baton Rouge,
yeah, it is.
but
No, it's a gated
one's
community.
doing a podcast now, dressed up for winter in his house?
It's colder. It's warmer outside. So I talked a couple of months ago, like when our air conditioner had problems, but then it was electrical issues, and there was another problem that so the ACI fixed some of it, but another part of it, which controlled the heater, required me to get an electrician to come out.
Okay.
So, and what I mentioned before is I got an electrician out, and he was going to charge me $500 more because it was hot in the attic.
How's that $500 feeling right now?
pretty darn good. I'd love to blow it. But so I started thinking, it's all right. Well, this ain't, I got to be able to find a better deal than this. One of the challenges is, you get people like I called one electrician and it was, oh, that's 150 for us to come out.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, all right, well, then if I get you, I'm locked into this because I'm not, the. So I tried another couple. Had one come out and said, oh, yeah, it's no fee for an estimate. So the guy comes out and it's, well, I think this is what's wrong with it. But to be honest with you, to be sure, I'd like to do a deep dive. And that's going to be 250.
A deep dive. So I don't charge you to come out here, but to actually tell you something's going to
Tell you
cost me
something,
250.
yeah, I'll charge you something.
I'm here for free.
Yeah.
I'm here for
Yeah.
free. But if you want me to do anything, it's 250.
But then somebody that a friend of Joey's recommended,
There you go.
came out last week. And granted, so the week before last, we were at the swim meet and all that stuff. So we were out of town a bunch. And that's when that's when it started getting cold. So Joe's calling this guy, and I think he's coming out. My inclination is, all right, he's coming out to fix it. I don't care, just fix it.
Just fix it.
Well, it was Wednesday night before the dude could come. And I said, well, certainly he's not going to be able to fix it in the dark. And Joey says, oh, no, he's just coming to give an estimate. And I said, oh, crap, here we go.
Well, and thankfully, we talk about it being cold, Juan. It's not
No,
that.
it ain't cold. It's been in the 30s.
No.
Yes, dude, it was 34 here last night.
You are so full. It was not 34 in
I
Baton Rouge.
guarantee you, yesterday morning when I
Seriously?
left, there was frost on the roofs.
No, Juan. Man, we tell the good people of America that everybody else is lying, but we will never.
I'm telling you, check the Farmer's Almanac.
I just don't quite have that laying on my desk right now.
Well,
But
look, tonight the low is 37.
no, is it really?
65. Can you see that?
Wow. What happened? Baton Rouge, huh?
Well, but here's the deal. So this guy comes out,
I don't think we're getting that cold, but let's see.
and it's like I said, it's 7 o'clock the night before Thanksgiving, and it's like, dude, I don't want to deal with you. Just get the job done. And so he's gone in the attic, and I said, oh, there's that wall there that divides this townhome and my neighbor. And he said, oh, best album ever, The Wall. And it's like, yeah, ha ha ha. Then the dude starts dropping like movie dialogue.
Does he pay? Does he charge extra for the entertainment?
He's not charging me at all to come out here.
Oh, okay. So he's entertaining himself.
He comes out of the attic. I said, where's the other attic? I said, there's no other attic. Oh, there's got to be another attic. I said, bro, I've been here for 7 years. Guarantee you there's no other attic. Oh, there has to be. I said, there's not. Feel free. You can go check every place in this house. There's not another attic. He said, well, I don't know how I'd run that cord up there, the wire up there. And he said, one option is I could fix it and it would work, but the heater just wouldn't work as good.
Okay, that's where I need. If I'm in your shoes, apparently, I need describe not as good. It doesn't exactly sound safe.
It just take longer to heat and maybe not get as hot.
Well, how is that even a thing?
Yeah,
How's that possible?
Yeah. So
gas heat or electric heat? You got gas or electric heat?
Gas.
Oh, that's weird. Okay.
Other option, I think, is gas. Yeah, it's gas. His other option was there's this dresser up there. I could cut a hole in the wall behind there.
Okay. This is why if we took commercials on our podcast, we should take one now and just leave America hanging for the Juan adventures with trying to get his and apparently we know how it ends so far because you're still wearing a sweater.
Right, I'm still wearing winter wear in my house. So
you're wearing
basically,
winter wear in your house.
I said, bro, just send me estimates for all of it.
So you opted not to have the hole punched in the wall.
Right. So and because then of course I'd have to have the wall fixed.
Right.
So Friday morning I called the original guy. I said, hey bro, let's get this done. I don't care if you charge me $500 to go in the attic or not. So I think he's coming tomorrow.
There you go. So America,
So if you hear me sniffing and coughing,
You are sniffing and coughing. You're sucking
that's
on a
why.
cough drop. He's turning his mic off and coughing to the side. Yeah, but you didn't get sick from being cold in your house, man.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But,
It's going around. I think my wife's under the weather right now.
yeah, my daughter is kind of feeling
What
bad.
is it, y'all? I know, and I have relatives that same way went over to Thanksgiving at their house this past week, and he was sick a while back. But you never know, man. We got whatever. I don't know. I always feel like crap, so when I'm sick, it's hard to tell.
It's all relative.
Yeah, people like any given day, you ask me how you feeling. The answer is, you know, His wife's always, whenever I am sick, well, how you feeling? She always wants like almost like a scale. Well, how do you feel? I don't know, because the scale is always going to be affected by what mood I'm in.
Yeah.
Right. If I'm in a good mood, and even if I'm sick, the scale's going to be pretty. Oh no, I'm doing
Right.
I'm doing
Yeah, if they're having a bad day at work, you're like near death.
If I'm in a crap mood, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Same thing like with headaches. I don't typically get headaches, so when I do, that's a thing.
Yeah, well, that's what Joey's alarm went off this morning for church, and I just rolled over and said, "I'm not going. I got to sleep some more."
There you go. That's sick. Well, I knew my brother-in-law was sick because I'd given him tickets to. I was out of town last weekend. I gave him tickets to the Texans game, and he ended up not going. So and I feel bad for that. I feel also bad that I ate a couple tickets that I was going to eat them anyway, but nobody got to
But still.
got to use them. But we did Thanksgiving at their home, and they are also my in-laws are also Louisiana folks, and my brother-in-law. Well, she cooks too, and my wife cooks as well. But just,
But they live in Houston now, right?
they live in Sugarland, Richmond area, and it's funny. It's one of those Cajun things, and we're bad this way whenever we have folks over. But he might even be next level bad at worrying about running out of food.
Oh wow.
So there is more food than, and I think total. Okay, his family's 4, not one of mine's out, and then the other parents of his daughter's boyfriend came over, and we like 9 people, maybe 9 people at Thanksgiving. We could have fed 40, 50.
Wow.
Full turkey, and he does these. This is funny, man. I told him we could take his Cajun card away because his cooker is one of these side feeds. You put the charcoal, and it sort of it gravity feeds, and you got, I guess it's blowing through. It's good, it's a good way to.
Yeah.
Then he's got thermometers in all the meats. A full ham, a full turkey. I forget what else. There was something else on there. But that's like remote Bluetooth. So in the kitchen, he has a.
Oh, so he can see from.
And has an alarm set when it gets to a certain temperature and stuff. Not like in the good old days where you didn't know if something was cooked till you cut that thing open.
Right,
man.
you cut it just to make sure.
But back in the old days, there's no such thing as botulism because they left food out all day, all day long.
My mom used to put it over the pilot light on her stove.
There you go. We all know that trick. Cajun women know you just put it over the pilot light. It keeps it barely warm.
Yep, that Magnalite pot will do the job.
And you would think if you're keeping it barely warm, you're probably just speeding up the botulism growth or whatever. But and all that said, the only time in my life I've ever, I think, gotten food poisoning. God rest his souls. God bless my Uncle Daniel Marion. I had one Thanksgiving or Easter or Christmas late in the day, and there was a gumbo sitting out there, and I had. It was funny because the only time, and I wasn't violently ill. I was just, it was obvious that I had. And when I started eating it,
food poisoning, dude. They said that'll get you.
It's not good. But and I was probably in my teens, maybe high school, give or take, or maybe. I remember when I started, I didn't even finish it. I started about halfway through, and I was like, something didn't taste right there, because Uncle Daniel made some great gumbo, and I think at the time I almost thought they said, "Oh no, not that one. Eat the other one." Like why would you have a second gumbo sitting out there?
For that reason.
For that reason. And but it was good for a story because for the next 30 years, we'd always every now and then joke. Remember that time David got the food poisoning eating the gumbo? Well, there you go. But way too much. And then my wife cooked, I don't know if she made 4 pies, 5 pies, and different kind of casserole, artichoke casserole, which is, by the way, if you ever had artichoke casserole, good stuff, man.
I got to pass.
Oh, come on, dude. Oh, man, it's good stuff. And just various, but I mean, we didn't have like go plates. We had go Tupperware. Like, he was pulling out.
Wait, where you're not mixing, it's like, all right, here's the turkey, here's the dressing, here's this
I
dish.
mean, we must have walked out of there with about 10 pounds of leftovers, and all the some various desserts we brought, some of theirs, and I think right now we probably have 3 pie. I finished the pumpkin pie. I'm a pumpkin pie guy. I shouldn't be doing sugar. I try to be as I'll try to go through a week as much as I can, avoiding really sugary stuff, right? Just for, dude, I polished off a pumpkin pie. There's a pecan pie out there. There's some hybrid my wife made. And when I looked at it, I said, "What is this one?" She didn't bring it. She said, "Well, I had a little bit of pecan pie stuff left and pumpkin pie filler left, so I combined them." So, yeah, it was interesting. Because a pecan pie is just pure. It's like sugar, right? I mean, I
Right,
forgot
right. It's got the goo that holds it
the
together.
goo. Pecan pie is all about the goo. It's a super sugary goo with crystallized kind of pecans on top of it, and a pumpkin pie is sort of. But anyway, and here's the deal: it was funny. It was an experiment, and she said, "How is it?" I said, the problem is, if you really like pumpkin pie, it's it's not as good as a pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
If you really like pecan pie, it's not really. It's a good in between.
It's not a
So
blend, it's just competing flavor.
it really was. And it's going, you eat and going, I'm not saying it's bad. It's just different. Now, if you went to Brennan's and they put that on your plate and put a little, they glaze it a little bit and threw a thing of ice
Yeah,
cream on there,
something on there.
people be coming out there and say, "Oh man, you know what's good? That pecan slash pumpkin pie from Brennan's." But well, that she also made the famous Krispy Kreme bread pudding
Oh yeah, that's good. They do that
walk-ons.
walk-ons.
That's where we got it. It's
Okay.
the walk-ons Krispy Kreme, brought to you by the makers of Ozempic. Um, I mean, that
Dude, we
stuff.
only have one Krispy Kreme place in Baton Rouge. And if you go there, you really gotta want to go there. Not
That,
that it's
that
out of you really gotta want to get the Krispy Kreme and
because of
threaten.
because of the distance or because of the
No,
neighborhood.
because of the danger.
Well, that's a good part of Baton Rouge, right?
Yeah, it's up in the north.
Yeah. But so anyway, it's very nice. Thanksgiving was pleasant. How about you guys? Do you
We did good. We go to excuse me, Joey's family. We start off there.
let's just all appreciate the fact that Juan is playing hurt today.
Yeah, well, that's all right. And it's not, yes, I'm a traditionalist and I still go back. My mom passed 5.5 years ago, and she always, as a good Cajun woman, she handled everything. Wasn't nobody bringing nothing else but her.
Right. Don't
And
insult
that's
me
what
by
I grew
bringing
up.
something. Yeah.
Right. That's what I grew up eating on Thanksgiving. That's what I like, and that's what I miss. We go to Joey's family's house, and they're nice and everything, nice food. They got none of that stuff. They just got 17 varieties of turkey. And
And I'm not a big turkey fan.
I'm not either.
I
And
eat
I
turkey.
end up,
I eat a piece of turkey once a
yeah,
year.
I put stuff on my plate that I know I'm not going to eat, but just because I'm too embarrassed to have so little stuff on my plate.
Right. You kind of move it around while you're eating.
Yeah. Yeah. And then throw the napkin over it when you're done.
Give the possum something. Well, you don't got possums. I got possums. So
Yeah. But then, it's then by the time we get to my dad's house, of course, all the food's laid out on the fancy eating table.
those of you that have missed previous episodes on the holidays,
Yeah.
Juan's dad, Mr. Semino, goes out and gets out the good company's coming over piece of plywood to lay over
He spreads it over the pool table,
puts it over the pool table, and
puts a tablecloth on that, and
dude,
that's where the spread goes.
that's a Cajun royal room right there, man. That's
Right. It's so we did that, and like I said, by the time you get there, it's end of the day, and I'm just tired, and
Yep. Oh, I ate so much. And so, I mean, I had a few beers. I mean, not, we're old now. I didn't feel bad from having too many beers, but along the way, you're eating too much sweets. And I really was. Are you eating too much bad stuff? When you drink a beer to just sort of settle it, like the beer is sort of, oh, I got too many. I got the frissons. That's what I'm eating is so sweet. Let me
Yeah. Yeah. It just
beer
throws
to
the taste off.
break it. But yeah, I got home just I didn't feel good, man. And it wasn't from being sick. It's from like you just eat, right?
Yeah. Right. You're just uncomfortable. It's like, Jesus Christ, did my pants get that tight
That's
already?
a first world problem too. That's I'm sad. Those of you that are watching this in the third world,
We're sorry.
Juan and I do apologize for complaining about, man, I felt so bad for eating so much. But that's done. And it's funny with all the leftover food and good food. I mean, really good food that people worked on. The next day, my son who's here with us, he's making himself a ham sandwich, uh, but with regular ham, with
With
like,
regular cold cut ham. Huh?
yeah, coconut ham. I was like, dude, we got some stuff that was smoked
But you
slowly
see,
over.
I like turkey sandwiches, but not turkey from a turkey. I want like sliced turkey, which is probably just like processed turkey or
And
something.
y'all, I don't care what anybody says, and I just one of these things, foul, right? Chicken, but especially turkey, whatever. The next day, it doesn't taste the same, man. It's got that I've been in the refrigerator turkey
Right,
taste.
right.
I
I
mean,
don't. I'm not big on leftovers. I never have been, and that's not some pretentious aspect.
right,
I don't like things heated in the microwave, and then some things just don't reheat well on the stove.
right, all
You know,
right.
you can't throw a turkey back on the stove.
You'd rather have a a a, a fresh bread mayonnaise sandwich than great food
Exactly.
warmed over. Just give me 2 slices of fresh bread.
Yeah.
Slap something in there. I got you. I feel you. But anyway, we hope everybody out there had a wonderful Thanksgiving, healthy and happy with everybody as we prepare. Now not that we weren't in the Christmas season before,
Yeah.
but now we're in the bizarro. This is in some ways, one of the best, maybe the best month of the year. Everybody loves, but it's the weird month because of like work. Work is just
Well,
crazy right
traffic
now.
is weird. Like traffic was weird Thanksgiving week, where it's like 1 in the afternoon. Traffic's it's like 5 o'clock traffic now.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
are out of school now. People are off work, and they're going places they haven't been.
yeah.
Uh,
So, and then with work, it's everybody's taking their days, this, that. You got office parties that come up. I would normally a lot of years. I got almost nothing going on in December. It's just because you're not really trying. Not this
yeah.
time, man. I got to go to. I think I'm home this week. Then I got to go back to Virginia the first week of. No, no. Well, we're doing this on December 1st. It is December 1st, right?
Uh-huh.
But I got to go to Virginia, and I got something else. I got to do something remote. What's going to be funny is I was asked by this organization to do a program or a speech or something for this thing they're doing, and I can't do it um, as they wanted. I can't do it live like this because I'm going to be somewhere else. But I offered to, so I tell you what, I'll record. I'll
Mm-hmm.
I'll, I'll do but I have to be careful because I'm going to be recording it like sitting right here. And whenever I'm recording stuff, professional stuff now, I got the urge to start talking like that. You know, yeah, I'm just used to that. I'm recording something saying, "Where's Juan? Why don't you be commenting on this, right? Why don't you be saying
Well, if you
something?"
want, I can sit in.
You
You
know
just don't
what?
have to record me, and I can give you, some nods of affirmation and
Or you
everything.
could say, or you could say, Dave, that made no sense at all. I
Yeah.
don't know who you're talking to, but I don't know who you're trying to reach, but that was a swing and a miss. Whatever you thought you just you did there. But so yeah, so it's that time. Did you start putting up Christmas decorations
Oh
yet?
yeah, Joey's early on that. So we got, she's a teacher, so she was off all last week, so she does a lot of it then. I put up some outside stuff yesterday to,
That's me.
let
Not a
her feel
lot.
like I'm participating. No.
And my wife had to help me with that, which no, she doesn't normally, because every year I have two jobs every year. Well, sometimes more than the two. I put up a few outside things. I set up we have one of these white plywood nativity. Scene.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Yeah.
you do that, and I get the light, and I run it out there, and the timer and everything, and then I'm pretty much the front door person. So
Ah,
okay, so well, one's easy, just hang a different. We have a bunch
gotcha.
of different reasons.
Yeah,
Big.
no, she redid the like she puts garland around the door and with
Okay, well
lights.
that's what I do. I do that. I got so it's
Okay.
it's it's green. Um, I guess it's called garland, but anyway, it's wrapped
Yeah.
wrapped with we wrap
With
Christmas lights in it,
mhm.
and on
Yeah,
a timer. Of course, I start going to set it up, and man, some of the Christmas lights were out.
of course.
So then it
Even
becomes
if you had checked them before, they
think
would have
what.
worked before.
So to take that down, right, and that's why so my wife's out there. She's helping me with it because I have zero. I will start. I will get wire cutters out and just cut Christmas. I don't care. Like when I'm because they're not that expensive, right? It's
No, and there's look, man,
and I don't want to
more
fight
power
with them.
to you if you're a person who's patient enough to go through bulb by
No,
bulb by bulb.
I don't think it even works like that anymore, man. I mean,
I
maybe
did, look, we had last year or the year before, we sold a Christmas tree, a pre-lit Christmas tree that probably half of them were off. It was too big to use here anyway. We had it from our other house, and I bought the little gun to try to figure it out. And I spent 15 minutes doing that, and I said, "Screw that! Sell it like it is. Sell it for cheaper. Let them,
I
whatever."
I just admire your ability and willingness to sell stuff, dude. Honest to goodness,
It's
besides
my
my
wife
business
herself.
where I basically sell myself for stuff, I don't we put it's if we can't give it away, it goes on the curb. And that's not a like you said with not liking leftovers, it has
Right.
nothing to do with I'm not going to bother with this. I just don't want to deal with
Well,
anybody.
I think we sold it for $400 though.
What?
Yeah, it was like a 12-foot, pre-lit Christmas tree.
What? Okay. Now I have so many questions on that. Who is buying somebody else's used 12-foot half works pre-lit
I don't
Christmas
know,
tree?
bro, but it didn't take long to sell.
That's look, I can tell you. So at our house in Thibodeau, got my mom. Well, by the way, happy birthday, Liz. It was my
Oh,
mom's
today?
birthday. It was yesterday. It was
Okay.
yesterday. So, but I know she'll be listening. So very happy
Happy
birthday
birthday, Mrs. Martin.
to my mom. But she had a um these like I call them lift chairs, the rocking chairs that um you can
Yeah, it'll
recline.
push you or
It'll
kind
help.
of
It'll
rise.
stand. It'll help you.
To be honest, I'm not far from thinking,
They look pretty good. So I got one in the
yeah,
bedroom, and
I
then
get out of my chair and it's, I do a little rock. It's not a rocking chair. I
yeah.
just rock and get that forward momentum going.
So she had one as well in the living room, and I don't know the wiring on it or the remote. It got stuck. So just barely leaning forward. I mean, just enough leaning forward that if it had got if it had got stuck in the regular position, okay, she's like, okay, just the chair doesn't work anymore, but it's still a chair. But it was just enough that if you sat on it, it felt like it was almost wanting to throw you out. So I said, no, let's get you.
Yeah, you don't want
This
it to throw out.
well, it's sort of like you're gonna get that repaired. And I'm like, who do you call?
Right. It's like repairing a TV.
And I got brother-in-laws who can fix stuff. I mean, they got lives. They're busy. It's like I don't want to call. So I just like, you know what? So just I was down there, a few weeks ago. Just got another chair. Just went to shout out to Lynn's Appliances in Thibodeau. Good, but good. They're not. They don't advertise with us. But I'm just saying they're a good bunch of folks. Got a new chair. Got my mom a new chair. This one has a heater and vibration on it.
No.
So I think Liz likes that. But then there's the other chair. So again, this is a value thing. It's those things were expensive when we got them. Like they're not. This one was we
Yeah, I
bought it
think a nice chair like that without the motorized stuff in it
is
is cheap.
expensive. Yeah. So you don't want to, you know. So you do what we all us Cajuns do. Man, that's good. Don't throw that away. Just move that to the side. Somebody's gonna want it. Somebody's gonna fix it. So I kind of put out the text to family and relatives and hey, mom's chair, it's still in good shape, but it's stuck. Somebody want them. And if you're interested, stayed there a month. I would check in, still, in the living room, just off to the side. And thankfully, it's a very big room, so but it's just a
Yeah.
chair. So last time I was there last weekend, told my son, "Hey, let's go, let's get this thing." And I think I had another. I actually had another nephew there with us because
That's true, because I bet it's heavy.
it's not the weight so much
It's the
as the
distribution of it.
bulkiness,
Yeah,
especially when it's slightly opened.
yeah.
So then you get to the point of, how am I going to get this thing out of here? We couldn't get it out the regular door. And I'm like, oh my, I am not
Chainsaw.
about to, I'm not about to start taking this thing apart. So thankfully, somebody had the idea. Oh wait, we got these sliding glass doors.
Yeah.
Those things
Hey.
are big. Hey, boom. So get it out, got over the fence. But then we just run into an area where, okay, it's not quite going to fit. So we had to lift it. We got four
Lift
men
it, twist.
lifting it, twisting it, getting over a half wall. But we got it out to the curb. I had a picture of it sitting out on the curb in Thibodeau. I say, I bet you it doesn't last long. The next day, when I visit, it's gone.
Oh,
Right.
dude, people will take anything.
Well, my nephew said, "Oh no," I said, "It was sitting there. This van with a bunch of kids pulled up. All the kids got out. They got it. They loaded it into the back of it. It's gone." So
Yeah.
shout
Well, you
out
put
to
a story about the guy
whoever in
taking the
Thibodeau
furniture
is.
from the hotel
That's
on
right.
top of the car. Anybody will take stuff.
That's right. But yeah, shout out. So whoever's enjoying Liz's old chair in Thibodeau,
So,
many more have.
well, let me tell you a story that's not related to either the holidays or furniture.
Okay.
It's more related to taking, but I'm gonna send you a couple of pictures while I talk about this. So we did the podcast last week on Monday. Um, Shortly after that, just downstairs sitting in the living room watching some TV, and you just hear something outside.
Okay.
So, I got up to see what was the matter. As the night before Christmas, story goes. Blue lights all over the place.
Oh my gosh.
Cops with rifles drawn.
That's for
Ri-
those of you not saying. Okay, I'll
yeah,
put it. We'll post
yeah.
it on the. If I can get that. But it's
Riot
lovely. It's
gear.
lovely blue light though. I
Yeah,
mean, that
there it
was
is. It's all the cop lights.
you got a bunch of. Oh, that wasn't Christmas lights. Those were cop lights.
No, those were cop lights. There
So
was
what?
18 police officers
So what
involved
did
in this.
somebody post a bad
A
meme, or was it
drug bust. Yeah.
A Trump supporter they were going
I,
for? Or
I don't know who they supported, but I have a feeling. Uh
wait, a drug bust.
a drug bust.
And one, where's this happening?
Across the street. That picture is from my front door.
Man,
And Dave, you literally a dozen and a half cops. You hear police search warrant. Come out with your hands up. And they're at the
nice.
front entrance, they're at the back entrance. They got more cop cars laying around or parked around. Like you couldn't get out. I wouldn't have been able to leave my house if I wanted to. Then flashbang.
No.
Yes, yes.
So let's establish something here because I've always teased that Juan lives in a gated community in the great metropolis of Baton Rouge.
Yep.
So apparently, Juan, even you cannot escape
No, no.
the flashbang, huh?
Flashbang, dude. I kept wanting to go outside so I could hear better. And Joey was freaking out. Said, "You're not going out there."
Well, let's be honest, Juan. When you have police with guns drawn, first of all, you're counting on their ability not to
Yeah.
not to hit strays. But if someone is not coming out, there may be some
Right.
some
You know.
activity. You probably don't want to be standing in your driveway.
So,
Oh, look at that.
well, so after it was all, when the people came out and things were calm, I went outside and there was a cop there who was more than happy to tell me everything that was going on.
Made his
And
day.
the more they'd find, the more he'd come back.
Oh, so he
So apparently it was related to another drug bust in Jefferson Parish around New Orleans. And in that bust, they found drug paraphernalia that had been mailed. So they found the mailing packages from this address.
wow.
So there's a kid that lives there. I felt terrible for him. I even asked, like probably 12 years old. I said, "Buddy, you want to come to my house?"
Seriously.
Yeah. He said, "No, I'm okay." But so apparently his mother is a traveling nurse. and she has somebody that stays there with him while she's gone. And the boyfriend of this woman is the one who got busted in New Orleans.
Mm-mm.
Um, so this was considered a stash house,
There you
meaning they
go.
just kept his stuff there. A brick of cocaine.
Dang. That's not paraphernalia, brother.
Now, a brick of fentanyl,
Oh my gosh.
which the cop said is enough to keep you in jail for the rest of your life.
Right.
$15,000 cash, a stolen rifle, and a stolen Uzi.
Nice. So Juan, so was the guy in the house?
No, they were just there. They cuffed everybody that was there except the kid. But they said apparently the guy who had got busted admitted that it was all his and he put it there without their knowledge. So they didn't take them.
Okay. How many people were there?
Two adults and that kid.
Okay, including the traveling nurse.
The traveling nurse was not there.
Okay, I don't want to get. I mean, I'm not protective. I'm not child protective services here, Juan, and I'm not.
No, I know.
That's an interesting situation going on there with that 12-year-old. It's not with his mom, not with the boyfriend, which apparently is a good thing. And these other folks. Well, man,
I
across the
feel,
street, huh?
yeah,
Did you
it's
know? So did you ever meet the guy? Did you know the boyfriend?
no, I don't even know the people who live there.
Okay, I got you.
I mean, I just talked to the kid because he's always outside by himself and roller skating and stuff. And he used to have a little electric bike, a little electric motorbike thing.
Well, Juan, I mean, look, as it turns out, your daughter's about to start college. You got room. You could
Yeah,
you could
yeah.
well take in a kid,
I could.
and you'd be like, look, man, well, I know I'm not much to live with, but you're not going to trip on a brick of
Yeah.
cocaine or fentanyl around here. That's oh, there you go. Right after we got off the podcast,
Right
well,
after we got off, dude.
sat on that story all
I
week.
sat on it for the week. And that's what Joey said. Stop taking pictures. I said, I got to get this for the podcast.
What I like is I'm looking at it thinking, oh, that's kind of pretty blue Christmas lights. It's
No.
almost like a Christmassy drug bust. And
Yeah.
no, it's the blue lights from.
But they also had 3 undercover agents there who never took off the ski mask type masks.
Those guys live for this.
Oh,
Oh,
they looked
man.
happier and a lark. And I guess they don't park, they don't even want you to see their cars because they must have parked out of the neighborhood because they jumped in the bed of a pickup truck when they were leaving.
Man, those guys, they were loving life. They were like, oh, we get to go do something now. That's
Yeah,
good.
the flashbang was the thing that that made it all.
How's a flashbang like? What? How?
I thought at first that they shot or that.
Wait a minute. Was the 12-year-old in the house when they did the flashbang?
No.
So
This one dude that they couldn't get out. They said he wouldn't wake up. They couldn't wake him up.
why?
Yeah,
I shouldn't talk. Look, I shouldn't talk. I can't tell you the first thing that's going on in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Well, I thought at first because they had the what do they call it, like the battering ram thing that they
Yeah.
use to bust the door down. They had one of those, so I thought that's what I heard with the bang.
Dang.
But they had just opened the door and threw a flashbang in.
They just wanted to do that too. That just made they were so excited that they got to do a flashbang. They're gonna show up in the report. How'd you get?
Well, I don't know if they were, but I was.
Yeah, no, it's like I said, I can't really talk about what's going on. We'd say that kind of kid. I told you that a couple 3 years ago. Somebody broke into a house down the street. I couldn't see it from our house, but just down the street, and she shot him though. So that's the kind of neighborhood I'm living in. Yeah. So that was yeah. I got some new neighbors. I guess coming in across the street. Do that obligatory. I'm the old guy now. I've been here 20 years.
Old in age or old in the time you've been there?
Well, both. I'm obviously older in age, but I remember when I moved in, the neighborhood was probably 15 years old. And all the people, we've been here 10 years, 12 years, 15. That seems old. Now I got a guy across the street. I'm like, bro, I've been here 21 years. Moved here when my kids were 4 and 2. But yeah, good guy. 6, big boy. I could tell at first, like I saw across the street, I knew the house had sold. and I can see a guy doing some yard work, and I'm thinking, oh, they cleaning up the yard, and then I realize he looks dressed a little too nice and a little too. I don't say this. You don't see very many 6'4" Carhartt wearing, you know,
Yeah, if I'm
dudes.
not doing lawn work, yard work,
So I waited
car's
a
in the mail and
while.
not falling off.
Then I was doing some stuff. I think I was doing the Christmas decorations outside. So I just walked over there and figured, let me find out what kind of sense of humor this guy has. So he's doing whatever. I walk over there. I said, "Excuse me, sir, are you authorized to be cutting vegetation in this neighborhood?" Kind of looked at me as I'm just messing with you. So I had to do the rundown, doing that obligatory old guy. Oh, I've been here for 20 some years. That guy over there has been here 24
Yep, yeah.
years.
You giving the neighborhood rundown. Stay away from him.
Yeah, just that's some new people. I don't know them yet, and I tell them, look, you're gonna see me in the middle of the week wearing short pants, my hair
Yeah.
messed up. I'm there. I'm not selling drugs in my house, and then I'm
Trick or
gonna
treat, come on over.
then I'm gonna travel, and that's gonna be a thing. But yeah, so it was good meeting the neighbors. Um, hopefully, no flashbangs will be required with those guys. But
We talk about being the old guy and everything. So my wife has she gets sad every day after fourth or after Thanksgiving because she used to love to do the Black Friday shopping.
oh, geez,
Go out at midnight and wait till it's
oh,
open at 6.
shoot
But
me,
as I've said,
shoot me now.
aging children and the internet has
Yep.
caused that need to pass. She did do a little Black Friday shopping though. She bought a couple of heated blankets for us to use. But this is the old one that I think of. So Walmart grocery delivery, annual fee typically 100, bought it for 50.
Walmart grocery. My wife does. I think we might have had that delivery, but she likes to do. We have HEB. HEB's the big stores
Yeah,
around here, and she'll do the curbside. Right, you pull up.
yeah,
Man, look, I get it, and look, if you have a mobility problem, or I would say if you have a time problem, but I don't even know how much time it say because I guess she shops a little slower than me. When my wife, when she's in, I'm a seek and destroy shopper. I mean, I can get in and out of
yeah.
HEB.
I'll only go for like a small number of things, though. So it's not like I'm not going to do the weekly grocery.
But what always happens, right? Especially when I tell her, don't buy produce, don't buy whatever, because you trust in these. Typically, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong, HEB employees are fine, they're great, they've got a high quality.
somebody who's just picking the next one.
They don't care. They ain't looking for the best tomato. They ain't looking for they just, or we substituted something because they
Yeah,
didn't have that kind of stuff. So it's always, I always sort of tell her, I said, it's always an exercise in disappointment. You go, and then you got to wait for them to come on out. You got to tip them, so you get Walmart home delivery with
we did it the first day. The best part of it though is you get 10 cents off a gallon of gas.
Okay, okay. When my wife orders, and she tries to, I guess it's Walmart sometimes. Anyway, she'll make an order, and I guess thinking that everything comes together, but it never does. Like a lot of these Walmart orders, like one time she ordered toilet paper, like two different big rolls of big packs, whatever, and a few other things. And those things were just coming one at a time, like over the course of several deliveries. Like,
Oh wow.
yeah, there might have been 5 different deliveries over the course of 2 days of, well, hey, let's see what we got now.
It's
Another
like
roll of
Christmas.
toilet paper. Yay. Or pack of, because apparently there was a certain toilet paper. The kind of toilet paper I buy, Juan, is not necessarily the kind that I think she enjoys. So
Yeah, well, the ladies in my home are particular on that.
I travel a lot. I'm a one ply guy. Give me one ply. One ply is any homeowner out there, you talk to any plumbers will tell you go at one ply. Most plumbers, I know we've had this conversation before. People don't believe me. My son Abe got on me one time saying, "You are ridiculous." That's like, he says, Eddie Murphy even has a joke about one ply toilet paper. I'm telling you, man, you talk to plumbers and they will tell you one
Flushable
ply
wipes, not flushable.
or not flushable. Flushable wipes or not. And I always get, I get grief. I get grief from everybody I tell that to because I will tell that to people. Don't flush. I know it says flushable. Do not flush these things. It will,
Yeah.
you, you,
Clog your pipes.
you will meet a plumber. You will definitely meet a plumber. Plumbers, the plumbing lobby probably pays to keep those quote unquote
That's yeah.
flushable wipes being sold because they get a lot of business from them. But
They
also,
were in the meeting when they came up with the name for it.
that's right. How can we get people to stick these in the toilet? Just call them flushable. Here's my logic, and I'm not an engineer or a chemist, although I will occasionally play one on a podcast. But but think about this: those flushable wipes are moist. They're in the pack, moist.
Yeah.
Okay. What does that tell you? They don't break down.
Right.
Right. Take a piece. Take toilet paper.
Right. You throw it in water and
Wet some toilet paper. See what happens. Okay.
Yeah. Wipe your face with it.
Yeah. It breaks down. It's supposed to break down. So you're going to tell me that
That's
something I'm taking out of a pack that's been stored in maybe not water, but
some solution.
I'm going to say glycol, and I don't even think that's a word, but it just sounds like something of a told. Juan, that stuff comes in glycol. I think I made that word up. I don't think there's a such
Sounds
thing.
like a word.
Sounds like a word. But yeah, it's not going to break down. And as we have said before, technically, lots of things are flushable. Doesn't mean you can flush a hamster. You can flush marbles. You can flush fish gravel. I don't recommend it.
Probably one of people flushing diapers.
You don't want to do that. You definitely don't want to flush a diaper. I mean, that's but anyway, so sorry we went off on that tangent there, guys. But before I forget, said they did the mom earlier, so happy anniversary to my wife.
Oh, nice.
So it's let's see, we're doing this probably will jump on a the second, which is a Monday, so December 3rd.
All right.
31 years.
All right. What year? 80.
93. 93. So she sent me.
Last time I saw NXS live.
That's what I'm saying. Last time you saw them live, and then Michael Hutchins was on my plane.
He went on your honeymoon plane.
That's right. He was on my honeymoon plane. So those of you, you're gonna hear that story every year, guys. That's gonna be. we're gonna throw that one out there. But then she sent me something a little early. So I guess we're going to have our anniversary dinner. Here's where my wife and I said we've been married for it's going to be 31. If she decides to hang in the next couple of days, we'll see. I mean, just still, I'm being
assumptive. Anniversary dinner and go get you a wedding ring.
I'm being assumptive. Yeah, I need a ring. So it's this place. I'll give you a breakdown of it later. It's whatever, some nice restaurant in Houston that we've never been to. So now, granted, there's a lot of nice restaurants in Houston. Houston's massive. But this is where she and I are just totally, we've married 31 years and are not wired the same. Because if I'm going somewhere for, like a quote unquote celebrate, commemorate, I'm not going anywhere that I've never been.
Right. Right. Especially an expensive place that you've never been.
I got to look at it. I'm not even sure. I'm sure.
How do you know what to order?
That's what I said. I said, is there cheese quesadillas in that thing? She said, I don't think so. It's an American. It's like an American. I think it's called Boss Cat. Bosscat. I don't know if they pronounce it basket because it's one word, right? It's one, and it looks like they have one in the Woodlands and one here in sort of a nice part of Houston. So I'm guessing they don't serve corn dogs.
Probably not. At least not normal corn dogs.
But we'll see. But there you go. So yeah, like me, I don't like surprises with stuff like that. Even if it's
no. I always tell people I typically order the same stuff at not the same thing at every restaurant, but if I find something at a restaurant that I like, next time I go to that restaurant,
I'm not trying anything new. I'm not going to the restaurant because I want to try something. Right. I get this here, I get that there, and that's how I'm wired. So yes,
you got a buffet. Maybe I'll try out a couple of different things, but I want to enjoy the meal. That's why I'm here.
We may go to this place and it may be fantastic. We may have a new favorite place. Then that's probably how she thinks. I am always the I feel much worse about losing than I do great about winning.
Right.
So
I don't need a new favorite place.
yeah, I'm not looking to run the risk of a big bill on something that I'm going to be disappointed in, but we'll see. Just the fact that I'm wired that way annoys her, but she's been dealing with it for 31 years. So what you going to what you
Yeah.
going to do? Kind of late to jump ship now.
Yeah. When my wife calls me an a-hole, I said, well, are you shocked? I don't think I've changed.
You,
I was when you met me. I was when you married
no,
me.
that's exactly. You
I
have to say,
still
hey,
am.
you know, that's a relationship, dating, marriage tips from Dave and Juan, y'all. Don't think you changing anybody.
No.
I mean, with age, people tend to change with age. You may natural development, but it ain't nothing you doing.
No, man, no. I've told people before, I've prayed several times over the course of my life for, to not be such an a-hole. But I still am. So I just figured God decided, so God, all right, you're good, man. This is what I made you. Be
That's
you.
right. God said, Juan, I got bigger plans for you, and they require you being an a-hole. I
That's
know
right.
you know, you're not quite Job. You're not quite you're not being asked to carry a burden like some people, but there you go. You're other people's burdens. That's how that
Exactly. I give other people the test the patience.
yeah. So totally, we are talking before about I think I mentioned football and stuff. So
Oh, dude, yeah. Did you watch that game yesterday or some football yesterday?
well, not a lot. I get a lot of my sports news from just my friends texting, and so like the Texans as we speak right now. We're doing this on a Sunday afternoon. The
Yeah.
Texans are playing right now. They may be over. I'm not. I saw a few downs. I can just tell how it's going by the number of text and the language being used. But so I'm actually I have to go to Virginia. So I'm only probably going to make one more home game for the Texans, I guess, unless I go to the playoffs. Um, but it's going to be the Christmas Day. Um,
Right.
and I mentioned that I mentioned to you who
Yeah.
the halftime show is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Beyonce. Okay, but I told the group text, all these guys, hey, look, I'm bringing my big speaker. I told you about the big speaker. I bought a massive speaker. It's too big, but I said I hope you guys are ready for the Partridge Family Christmas because we are going to be blasting Partridge Family
I
Christmas
like the
album.
Partridge Family.
Well, listen, the funny thing was, and people were like making comments, and then my buddy Kurt, in the text said, y'all think he's kidding, right? But then the funniest thing is Mark, who's like, I guess he's sort of the leader of the pack. He's the guy, he owns the Fambulance and stuff like that. He's that guy. He texts back, he goes, man, I love that. That was the first album I ever bought when I was 9 years old.
Hey, dude, if you need to break it up, throw on some Barry Manilow Christmas.
Maybe so, but hey, no, we got at least two of the group. Man, we're gonna plow through the Partridge Family.
Nice. I
We
used
will,
to love Keith Partridge. That
man,
shag haircut and the way he'd throw it back.
had that going on to you and all your family, your neighbors.
But real quick, so I watched a game yesterday with Michigan and Ohio State that broke out in a brawl after at the end of the game. And the announcer said my favorite part was the announcer says, nobody wants to see that. But they
Really? Of
never cut away. They never cut away.
course not.
And I said, the hell with that. I want to see it. Keep it going. Give me some
Here,
close-ups.
it is and I think it's okay. I don't want anybody getting hurt, but a pox on all their houses because apparently that wasn't the only place yesterday.
No, I
Uh,
think 5 games.
Okay, and this is the culture. This is the culture that we've created. This is the online culture. This is the
Yeah.
everybody and everybody. Yeah, some people got to get punched in the face. That has to happen. You
Well,
don't
some people got maced at that game.
about cops. Yeah,
Steve Sarkeesian with University of Texas said that after their game against Texas A&M, he had a couple of players that were running towards the Texas A&M logo on the field, and he chased them down and said, "Nope,
don't you
we don't do
dare.
that."
Not
Yeah.
in Texas, brother.
Yeah.
No, I mean you can talk all. Don't take this the wrong way. Everybody spread out across the country. Yeah, y'all all a bunch of baddies. I know it. I get it. But man, you'll do that in Texas. Don't trust me. There are more guns in the parking lot than. Yeah, no, that's ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, you can if the NCAA had any brains, which obviously they don't. Yeah, you just anybody does that. If you plant a flag, if you deface
Right.
or do
Right.
something um, uh, intentionally, what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, it's basically it's taunting.
Antagonistic.
Yeah, it's taunting.
Yeah, yeah, you're out the next game.
Yeah.
You're out. You're out. So that's
Yeah.
that's solved real quick. But yeah, um, now not that, but I did have that jotted down about how ridiculous it is. So LSU apparently did pretty much everything right as it used to work with the recruitment of this quarterback. I'm not even going to say his name. I forgot his name.
Yeah, I don't know. He's from Michigan. I don't know his name either.
Is he from Michigan? Really?
I think he is.
Okay. I don't wish injury on the young man. I don't wish anything bad on the young man. I don't have to worry about it, but he's going to be well paid. So those of you not paying attention. So apparently LSU has been recruiting this kid for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
They did everything they could to make
I
sure.
think he was going to get like $1.5 million a year at LSU.
So most people would say that's not bad money for a teenager playing
Yeah.
football. You're going to get about $1.5 million to come play for the Tigers. And then last minute, the worst part is this guy, Dave Portnoy, love him or hate him.
Right. Right.
Okay, this guy for Barstool Sports and the wife of Larry Ellison. Larry Ellison is the founder and majority shareholder in Oracle, which is massive. So
Yeah.
Larry Ellison is you don't hear about him very much, but he's one of the 2 to 4 to 5 richest people in the world. He's worth over a couple $100 billion. His wife, he didn't go to Michigan. His wife apparently went to Michigan. I don't even know if she's a football fan. She decides, then gets with Portnoy, and they put out like a deal for $12 million. So they're paying this young man $12 million to go quarterback Michigan. I know it college football, have at it. It's over. It's
Well, we watched there's a show on Amazon Prime. I think it's called The Moneyball, and it's about NIL at LSU. And it features a lot of the Livy Dunns,
right.
the your favorite Angel Reese,
Oh
a
gosh,
couple
someone's
others,
yeah.
Flo J. But LSU for individual students is one of the best places. I mean, they've got NIL directors now,
Okay.
people whose sole job is to help you navigate NIL. But one of the things, so they said that they are now forming co-ops so that businesses and boosters can come together and create even larger funds. And last year, or maybe earlier this year, before this thing was produced, one of the co-ops had a fundraiser, just auctioning stuff off, and raised a couple million,
Right.
totally for that.
So it doesn't end well. You end up with, okay, you get into bidding wars for some of these young people, and here's the deal: you don't know how they're going to turn out. I
No.
mean, they're young, and maybe it's even people that professional teams that have all they do is and they got film on people and they've seen them play and they miss with
Oh
picks.
Lord.
Okay, a lot. So you got that, and then how do you coach someone who's making more than your entire
Yeah.
coaching staff?
Yeah. And
Uh,
that's what a lot of coaches in the NFL
hey,
have said. It's hard to coach these guys because they're making a lot more money than me.
hey, what happens when these players that are getting these multi-million-dollar contracts suck? They're not.
Yeah.
You think fans are going to be
Yeah. No.
understanding? Oh, they're just a kid. No. You just whatever.
It just
It's over.
there are no more college football dynasties.
There are no walk-ons. I saw the guy from
Uh,
from Nebraska, the coach from Nebraska, the other day saying it's over. He says it's just. He says like right now. He says we're gonna have after the game they're playing their last home game of the year, and he's saying there's some young men that I'm gonna have to the conversations with and tell them there's really no spot for you here next year.
right.
Because
Between the portal and NIL, it's teams will change.
Yeah,
Do the
Alabama
Deion
had a guy
Sanders
last
deal.
night.
Forget that. This team didn't work out. I'm building a brand new one.
Alabama had a guy last night, a wide receiver. It's on his third team in 3 years.
Yeah.
That guy's a good player. He's probably going to end up in the NFL someday, but he's third team in three. So again, we just kind of don't want to end it on.
An opportunity.
Don't want to end it on a negative note there. But yeah, NCAA, you get what you deserve. The other thing, the last thing I was looking at, that kind of it's such a nice put a bow on what the world is like, our government. Do you see the White House put up the announcement, they put up the White House Christmas tree
I did not see that
this year. Well, and it was Joe Biden out there because we don't know where Joe's at. Joe's doing whatever. Okay.
So that's in the yard. Joe can't walk that far.
So she is proud to tell you, as the truck pulls in with this massive, let me pull it up here because I don't want to misspeak. I want to say exactly what it was. So yeah. So they got their Christmas tree from the Blue Ridge Mountains in North Carolina. Well, you know what recently happened in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina?
I do.
That was the hurricane, the hurricane that just destroyed so many homes. It's been hard. There are still people living in tents. They don't want you to know this.
Yeah, that's going to be for a couple of years.
So this majestic pine, this Fraser fir, this massive, made it through the hurricane. So what does our government do? Chops it down.
Cut that baby down.
Cut that baby down. And how clueless do you have to be to stand there bragging about the fact that what this tree represents, it made it through one of the worst natural disasters in U.S. history.
Why don't we kill it?
So we killed it. We chopped it down, brought it in the White House. We're going to, so there you go. That's a perfect encapsulation of we're the government and we're here to help. So rest in peace, White House Christmas tree. I don't know if I don't think trees can, I don't know if they're more, they're not conscious, but they react to stuff like, trees actually can communicate with each other with chemical releases and stuff.
But you would just think though of, the large environmental lobbies that support, the current regime. Hell, I'm sure that tree didn't make it there on a, in the back of strapped on top of an SUV.
No, they didn't drag it in on a Tesla. It was a big old truck. But yeah, just big, majestic, and just chop that baby down. But there you go. If a tree could think, you think like, man, I made it. God, that was a terrible storm. It's devastating, but I'm glad as a majestic fir tree that I am a symbol of the resilience of the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Carolina.
They're gonna put a plaque on me or something.
That's right. They will put a plaque. I will be here for another 100 years, motivating the passersby that I stood the storm. What's that truck coming up this way?
Yeah. What's that noise?
So, way to go, White House. Way to go. All right, y'all. That's that time. Buffet's been laid before you. We are going to push the button. Get on out of here. See if any of this stuff stuck to tape. If you want to reach us, not hard to do. It's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. And of course,
here we are.
Right where you are. Wherever you are. Wherever you're listening, wherever you are. Do it again next week, and we're going to be here. All right. Now, between here and there, right? We tell you every week, not a suggestion, hint, man, implying jack, y'all. It's a freaking
mandate.
Dude. It's a mandate from Dave and Juan to you to get out there and live your best life.
They had a drug bust out my front door last week, and I found a way to enjoy it.
Enjoy the heck out of it and share the story with you. Juan had flash bombs and armed SWAT team members in his neighborhood. Forget in his neighborhood, practically in his driveway.
Right. I couldn't have backed out of my driveway if I wanted to.
Correct. And
I still had the best week.
He made it a good week, and he's thinking about adopting a 12-year-old. So I'm gonna put that out there. But so you can do the same, not the adoption part, but try to have the best week. And we don't want you to get out there, have a good time, be careful out there, and we will come back again a week from now, compare notes, and do all the fun stuff we do. Until then, everybody have a great one. Love you, bro.
Back at you, man. So on Thanksgiving Day, we're sitting at Joy's family's house, and Riley's sitting on the side of me. She kind of leaned in and she says, "So, how are we related to these people?" And I said, that guy over there is your mother's father. She said, why? Now, she just didn't know who all the cousins and everything were.
I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. I know I'm here for a reason, but please tell me I'm not blood related to some of these people.
It's over. Go home.